Hi everyone, Eric Goins here from Automate Intelligently and Idea Scout. I want to give you a short video on finding the right no-code tool for the project that you're building or that you're working on. So in my last video, we went through what is no-code, what is the no-code revolution, how does it work, why does it matter, and now I want to start with if you're thinking about building something and you're not a developer, you don't have that technical background, what tool or tools should you use for that? So I want to talk about kind of three different things that you'll need to think about when you're building a solution. The first one is, what is the format that solution appears to the end user, the consumer? So is it a website? Is it a mobile application? Is it an email? Is it a text message? Or is it something through social media? All of that will really dictate what program you should be using to build your solution. So I'll talk about a few of these very quickly. The first one I want to talk about is Webflow. In terms of building a website, Webflow is one of the top no-code building tools now for beautifully designed websites. Not the easiest to learn. It's the one that designers use to build really beautiful and dynamic websites that look and feel great. If you go to Webflow's website and you look at their showcase, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. If you're building something that only has one page, I would definitely look at Card here. It's a free website builder, again, that you can deploy something using their URL. You could build a personal website or a landing page. That would probably be the easiest one available. And one that's not on here, I think, or I have not seen it yet, is Adalo. So if you're building a web application that needs a lot of dynamic content in terms of what the user can do on the website, Adalo is a great one, or Bubble is extremely powerful to build. And then if you're building an e-commerce store, the place to start with certainly would be Shopify. They're the best, most well known for that, and they probably have the biggest and best e-commerce ecosystem. Now let's say you're building a mobile application. If you're building a mobile application, then I would probably start with Glide Apps right here. Glide Apps lets you build an application from a Google Sheet. It does not go in the Play Store or in the Apple App Store. I have another video that goes into Glide in more detail, so check that out if you're thinking about that. Otherwise, I would look at Adalo for building a mobile application, or Thunkable. So that's kind of a few different front-end things for people who are looking at websites or mobile applications. And of course, you have WordPress here in the middle, which is obviously a major website builder. Let's think about, though, how the backend works. So if you are sharing information, you need some kind of database in the back that runs that shares this information that you can update and edit, and then you're sharing it through the front end, which is the website or the mobile application. Some of these have their own built-in systems. For instance, Webflow comes with a CMS. Adalo has their own version of a CMS. Otherwise, you can use Google Drive, like a Google spreadsheet, or you could use Airtable, which is like a Google spreadsheet on steroids in terms of what you can do. I'm not going to go into that in too much different detail, but those are just two options that you can think about in terms of how do you store that information. Now let's talk about how you put it all together. For that, I would look at Zapier or Parabola. So Those two will help you connect all of your different systems and tools that you're using to make it all go together. So if you have a workflow where somebody joins your website and then you want to send them an email and you want to add them to your backend system, you can use Zapier to connect Webflow to your Google spreadsheet to an email system such as MailChimp or one of these other email systems up here, something like that. And that can all be done without code using Zapier. So that's a very high level overview. I think that if you have an idea for what you want to build, then you can easily work backwards and find out what tools you need to use to build it. And of course, if you have any questions, just ask us. Thanks.